Hey everybody, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's Carpo again. And today I'm thinking about love. What is love? What is love? We throw that word around so loosely so often, but the word itself can have so many meanings and so many different, I guess, different feelings for different people. You know, we talk about how different people are, and how each person's mind is very pliable, and we're starting to find out in science that they're more pliable than we ever thought. The human mind can actually fool itself into thinking just about anything, and when a person gets fooled to the point where they think that they're in love, then they convince themselves that's what love is. Perhaps a person's never felt love like another person, but they think that that's what love is. I don't know, and I can't know. This is all speculation, like everything. We create our own realities to an extent, so, you know, if we truly believe that we love, then I guess we do. But what is love? I mean, I love my wife, I love my kids. There's a different kind of love for your kids than anyone else, of course. Anybody with kids knows this. It changes you as a person. It shows you what true love is, the protection. You know, you'll protect your wife, you'll protect your family, your brothers, sisters, mother, father, but your kids are completely different. And I know people always say that, and I'm not going to go into it because, you know, everybody's heard that, you know, oh, you'll know once you have kids. Everything changes to the point where you would defend them for anything. It's true love. It's unconditional love. So most people tend to be the same way with their spouses as long as they get along with them. And most people will protect their families too. But why does it only extend to families? And people say, well, I'll defend my friends too. So each person has their own little obligation or moral value system to base what they think love is. And when people say, I love everyone, like, I had to learn to love everyone. Nobody's just loves everyone. There may be people who are born who never have the conditioning to not like people. Perhaps they grow up in an environment where people are always nice. They may be people who actually have always liked everyone and love everyone. But for the most part, I think that most people, at least 90% of us, have been exposed to life's hardships and negativity, and we've distanced ourselves from people often, like pushing ourselves back, and then we have to come back from that. Now I had to spring back from that, because I think everybody who goes to school, you know, learns to hate certain people. Maybe not hate, that's a pretty strong word, but to really severely dislike people, to where a person may actually wish a person harm. Like, oh, I hope that person gets hurt, he's such a dick, oh, I hope he gets his ass kicked, that kind of stuff. So that's obviously not unconditional universal love. So we can choose to continue that path, or what I did was spent 10 years of my life learning to love everyone. And it's not easy, it's not something that you can just pick up a book and learn how to read about love, or how to start loving people. And what I'm saying is that I think it takes a world philosophy, a world view. You know, you can't be stuck in just one frame of thought. If you don't research every single corner that you can possibly find, and you don't have to dig too deep, you don't have to find the finer details, you don't have to know the dates that certain people wrote certain things, or all the meanings behind the books, but understand the literature, understand the archetypes, understand where we come from, and what ancient people found important. And they always write about love. And the human mind is able to, I guess, I think that love is something that's that has to be developed. And there are different forms of love. But what I'm saying is that, like, if I love someone, if I love my wife, it's probably not the same way that someone else loves their wife. But they say, oh, I'd do anything. Or say even the kids. You know, there are people that don't love their kids. There are people that are incapable of love. The sociopaths, there are a lot of them. I mean, technically they only account for about 1 or 2% of the population. But psychopaths and sociopaths are incapable, many of them, of true emotion. So by lacking that, they have to fit in still somehow. So they have to create a false love. Same thing happens with a lot of people that aren't psychopaths. I think that and that's what I'm getting at, is the folks that say, I love the world, I love everybody, everything's perfect. You know, everything's not perfect. It is, in the sense that it is what it is. But it's not perfect. You don't have to fool yourself, is what I'm saying. We all know that there's hardships. I know a lot of people have told me, oh, well, you can't ignore the negativity. I'm like, I don't. I just choose to, embrace the positivity. But in the back of my mind, I'm always processing how to deal with negative things. But I don't bring them out into the open because it's not productive. Negativity should never be addressed unless it's something that can be dealt with right at the moment. Or something that needs to be expressed and people need to learn. But it can't be a continual basis, is what I'm saying. A person can't continually be negative, or they cease to love. And the idea of love is so, I don't know, it's become this whole thing, like the hippie generation, all the people that would say they love everyone. And I say, to what degree? Okay, now, I'd do anything for any of these people. Okay, so if you had to risk your life for theirs, would you? Oh, sure, but you're put in that situation. It's different. It's just like folks who talk about how they're going to handle themselves when somebody pulls out a gun, because they have a carry permit, they've done their training and everything, but under moments of panic, people do weird things. Same thing happens when adrenaline's flowing. People make hasty decisions. So having a life of experience and learning how to deal with those situations as they come is what builds character, and with that character you can build love, true love. Because instead of just having a facade or a cloak over it saying, oh, this is, I love everyone. But that doesn't work if you don't know what those people truly are like, or what they're thinking, or understand their cultures. But if you can understand their culture first, and their reason for thinking what they think, and then respect that for what it is, and I have a hard time with that too sometimes. I was talking to Chris, he was one of my subs, and he was talking, we talked back and forth about Christianity. And I told him I was intolerant to Christianity because it was intolerant to other religions. He got me thinking. I thought about it when I was at the beach, and I realized that I was wrong. And I'm willing to admit that, because I have to love everyone. If I want to love everyone, that means I have to accept everyone. Even if the religion itself is intolerant, that doesn't mean I can be intolerant to that religion. So it really, I'm malleable. I mean, I will change my opinions based on the evidence that's presented to me and what my heart tells me, because I follow my heart, because love is in my heart. And I try to push the hate away because it's not worth the time. And but each one of us still has that idea of what love is to each individual, and we got to be careful about how we use that word. And I do think it's something that everyone's capable of to an extent, but except the sociopaths or psychopaths. But it has a lot to do with our brains, our environments, our upbringing. I know a lot of folks are very protective of themselves, maybe have a low self-esteem. And I respect that. I understand that, because I don't. I've been propped up through my life to an extent. I mean, I've had my criticisms too, but most people have been nice to me. My teachers have been good. I was pretty good at my testing. I always aced everything. I did well at school, and I was very involved with art and stuff like that, and carpentry, and I tend to be one of those people that picks up fast on things. And so rather than be egotistical about that, I'm just like, I embrace it for what it is, and I realize that I'm grateful for it, and that not everyone has that. And in the same sense, not everyone's capable of that deep love. And I don't know if, I think everyone's capable. I should say now everyone at the moment is capable, or understand that, because the defenses they put up, because they've been told they're not worthless. Some people had parents that were abusive, would talk down on them. I mean, a bad upbringing can really change a person. And so it's up to each one of us to overcome, because to love unconditionally really is the ultimate goal. But not to be stepped on. You don't let yourself get stepped on. That's the big difference. You have to stand up for yourself, but you don't have to defend your point of view. You just have to be who you are. So, I guess I could just say love as much as you can, and whatever you consider love. And if you have the opportunity to have children, do so, because that's the unconditional love that you'll feel in your heart. The feeling when you're away from them for even a few hours. I know not everyone has that, but I do, and I get homesick if I'm even gone one night because I miss my kids and my wife. I love being at home. I'm a family man. That's what I do. And that's why I'm so uppity about love. That's why I'm always talking about acceptance and love, because we have to deal with each one of our shortcomings, the people we live with, the people we're around, and find the good side and pick out that good, strong virtue that really resonates with you as an individual. And love more. Peace, everybody.